Welcome to Stories of Success about Novak Djokovic. Today we will talk about Serbian tennis player's tennis career. Novak Djokovic, born the 22nd of May 1987, is a Serbian professional tennis player. He is currently ranked as world number 1 by the Association of Tennis Professionals. He has won 86 ATP singles titles, including a record 37 Masters events. He won his first Grand Slam title at the 2008 Australian Open. In 2011, he won 3 out of 4 majors and a then-season record of 5 Masters events, and became the best player in men's tennis. Djokovic had another career year in 2015, reaching 15 consecutive finals, including all 4 major finals and 8 Masters finals, winning 3 majors and a season record of 6 Masters events as well as the ATP finals. The following year, he won the 2016 French Open to complete the first and only non-calendar year Grand Slam in the Open era and his first career Grand Slam. He became the first man since Rod Laver in 1969 to hold all 4 major titles at once and the only one in history to do so on 3 different surfaces. Djokovic has won the Laureus World Sportsman of the Year award 4 times. He is also a recipient of the Order of Saint Sava and Order of Karađorđe Star. Djokovic led the Serbian national team to their first Davis Cup title in 2010. He won the bronze medal for Serbia at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. In August 2020, he and Vasek Pospisil announced the formation of the Professional Tennis Players Association as the first player-only association in tennis. 2001 to 03, Juniors. As a member of the Yugoslav national team, Djokovic reached the final of the 2001 Junior Davis Cup for players under 14, in which he lost his match in singles. In juniors, he compiled a singles win-loss record of 40-11, reaching a combined junior world ranking of number 24 in February 2004. At the Junior Grand Slam tournaments, his best showing was at the Australian Open, where he reached the semi-finals in 2004. He also played at the French Open and US Open junior events in 2003. Djokovic turned professional in 2003. He mainly played in futures and challenger tournaments. His first tour-level tournament was UMAG in 2004, where he lost to Filippo Volandri in the round of 32. Djokovic made his first Grand Slam tournament appearance by qualifying for the 2005 Australian Open. He went on to reach the 3rd round of both Wimbledon and the US Open, coming back from 2 sets down to defeat Guillermo Garcia Lopez in the former, and beating Gael Monfils and Mario Ancic in the latter. He participated in 4 Masters events and qualified for 2 of them, his best performance coming in Paris. Djokovic reached the top 40 in the world singles rankings after making his first quarter-final appearance at a Grand Slam event. He won his first ATP title at the Dutch Open in Amersfoort without losing a set. Djokovic briefly considered moving from Serbia to play for Great Britain. Britain was offering me a lot of opportunities and they needed someone because Andy was the only one, and still is. That had to be a disappointment for all the money they invest. But I didn't need the money as much as I had done. I had begun to make some for myself, enough to afford to travel with a coach, and I said, why the heck? I am Serbian. I am proud of being a Serbian. I didn't want to spoil that just because another country had better conditions. If I had played for Great Britain, of course I would have played exactly as I do for my country, but deep inside, I would never have felt that I belonged. I was the one who took the decision. 2007, top 3, US Open final, and first Masters titles. At Wimbledon, Djokovic won a 5-hour quarter-final against Marcos Baghdatis. At the French Open, he reached his first major semi-final, losing to eventual champion Rafael Nadal. In his semi-finals match against Nadal, he retired with elbow problems in the 3rd set, after winning the first and losing the second set. He returned to Serbia to help his country enter the Davis Cup World Group in a match against Georgia. He won a point by defeating Georgia's George Chanturia. Djokovic won his fifth title of the year at the BACA Tennis Trophy in Vienna, defeating Stanislav Wawrinka in the final. He qualified for the year-ending Tennis Masters Cup, but did not advance beyond the round-robin matches. In Serbia's tie against Russia in early 2008, Djokovic was sidelined due to influenza and missed his first singles match. He returned to win his doubles match, teaming with Nenad Zimonjic, before retiring during his singles match with Nikolai Davydenko. He played a key role in the 2007 playoff win over Australia by winning all his matches and helping promote the Serbia Davis Cup team to the 2008 World Group. 2008, first major title, 2 Masters, and first year-end championship title. At the Australian Open, Djokovic reached his second consecutive Grand Slam final, this time without dropping a set. In the final, he defeated unseeded Frenchman Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in 4 sets. This marked the first time since the 2005 Australian Open that a Grand Slam singles title was not won by Federer or Nadal. He started the year by playing the Hopman Cup with fellow Serbian world number 3 Jelena Jankovic. While he won all his round-robin matches, the team lost 1-2 in the final to the second-seeded American team of Serena Williams and Mardy Fish. Djokovic's next tournament was the Dubai Tennis Championships, where he lost in the semi-finals to Roddick. At the Pacific Life Masters in Indian Wells, Djokovic won his 9th career singles title, defeating Mardy Fish in the final. He then failed to defend his 2007 singles title at the Rogers Cup in Toronto. He was eliminated in the quarter-finals by 8th-seeded Andy Murray. In November, he was the second seed at the year-ending Tennis Masters Cup in Shanghai. In the final, he defeated Nikolai Davydenko in 3 sets, before losing his final round-robin match against Tsonga. 2009, 10 finals, 5 titles. Djokovic started the year at the Brisbane International, where he was upset by Ernest Gulbis in the first round. At the Sydney International, he lost to Jarkko Nieminen in the semi-finals. As defending champion at the Australian Open, Djokovic retired from his quarter-final match with former world number 1 Andy Roddick. Djokovic won the singles title at the Dubai Tennis Championships. He was the defending champion at the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells but lost to Roddick in the quarter-finals. At the Sony Ericsson Open in Key Biscayne, Djokovic beat Federer in the semi-finals, before losing to Murray in the final. He reached the final of the next Masters event, the Monte Carlo Rolex Masters on clay, losing to Nadal. Djokovic began his grass court season at the Jerry Weber Open, where after the withdrawal of Federer, he competed as the top seed. At the China Open in Beijing, he defeated Marin Cilic in straight sets to win his 3rd title of the year. Djokovic then lost in the semi-finals of the inaugural Shanghai ATP Masters to Davydenko. In the Swiss indoors in Basel, he recovered from a deficit to defeat Wawrinka before winning his semi-final against Radek Stepanek. He defeated home favorite and 3-time defending champion Federer in the final, winning his 4th title of 2010. Djokovic reached a career-high ranking of number 2 at the 2010 Australian Open. At the Dubai Tennis Championships, Djokovic won his first title of the year. He also helped Serbia to victory over the United States in the Davis Cup final. At Wimbledon, he reached the semi-finals for the 4th consecutive year. There, he defeated Federer in 5 sets after saving 2 match points with forehand winners while serving to stay in the match at 4-5 in the 5th set. He went on to lose to Rafael Nadal in the final, a match that saw Nadal complete his career Grand Slam. He finished the year ranked number 3, his 4th successive title at this position. Serbia progressed to the Davis Cup final, following the victories over Croatia and the Czech Republic. Serbia came from 1-2 down to defeat France in the final tie 3-2 in Belgrade to win the nation's first Davis Cup championship. In the final, Djokovic scored 2 singles points for Serbia, defeating Gilles Simon and Gael Monfils. He was the backbone of the Serbian squad, going 7-0 in singles rubbers to lead the nation to the title, although the honor of winning the deciding rubber in the final went to compatriot Viktor Troicki. 2011, rise to the top in one of the greatest seasons in tennis history. Djokovic won 10 tournaments in 2011, including 3 Grand Slam tournament victories at the Australian Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. He also captured a record-breaking 5 ATP Masters titles, and set a record for the most prize money won in a single season on the ATP Tour. He held a 41-match winning streak from the start of the season to the French Open semi-finals when he was defeated by Roger Federer. His level dropped toward the season's end, beginning with a back injury which caused him to retire from the Davis Cup, and ending with a poor showing at the ATP Finals. Pete Sampras declared Djokovic's 2011 season as the best he had seen in his lifetime, calling it one of the best achievements in all of the sports. Boris Becker called Djokovic's season one of the very best years in tennis of all time, noting that it may not be the best statistically, but he's beaten Federer, he's beaten Nadal, he's beaten everybody that came around to challenge him in the biggest tournaments in the world. Rafael Nadal, who lost to Djokovic in 6 finals on 3 different surfaces, described Djokovic's performances as probably the highest level of tennis that I ever saw. Djokovic was named 2011 ITF World Champion. 2012, 3rd Australian Open title and year-end number 1. In the final, Djokovic beat Rafael Nadal in 5 sets, recovering from a breakdown in the final set to win 7-5. He reached his maiden French Open final by defeating Roger Federer, reaching the final of all 4 majors consecutively. He failed to defend his Wimbledon title, losing in 4 sets to Federer in the semi-finals. He successfully defended his title in Miami. He was beaten by John Isner in the semis at Indian Wells. He lost in straight sets to Nadal at the 2012 Rome Masters final. At the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, Djokovic was chosen as the flag bearer for Serbia. On the 2nd of August 2012, Djokovic defeated French 5th seed Jo-Wilfried Tsonga and advanced to the semi-finals, where he was beaten by Murray in straight sets. In the bronze medal match he lost to Juan Martín del Potro, finishing 4th. Djokovic won the 2012 ATP Finals by defeating Federer in the final. He went on to defend his China Open title, defeating Tsonga in straight sets. With Federer's withdrawal from the Paris Masters, Djokovic regained the number 1 ranking. He was named the 2012 ITF World Champion in men's singles by the International Tennis Federation. 2013, 4th Australian Open title and 3 Masters titles. Djokovic began the 2013 season by defeating Andy Murray in the final of the 2013 Australian Open to win a record 3rd consecutive Australian Open trophy. A week later, he participated in a Davis Cup match against Belgium, where he defeated Olivier Rochus to give the Serbian team a 2-0 lead. In May, he was defeated by Grigor Dimitrov in 3 sets in the 2nd round of the Madrid Open in Madrid. At the 2013 ATP Finals, he retained his trophy, beating Rafael Nadal in straight sets. At the end of the season, Boris Becker joined his staff as head coach. 2014, 2nd Wimbledon title and return to number 1. At the Australian Open, he won his first 4 matches in straight sets against Lucas Lacko, Leonardo Mayer, Dennis Isterman, and number 15 seed Fabio Fognini respectively. He met Wawrinka in the quarter-finals of the tournament, the 2nd consecutive year the two had met at the event. Despite coming back from 2 sets to 1 down, Djokovic fell 9-7 in the fifth set, ending his 25-match winning streak in Melbourne, as well as his streak of 14 consecutive Grand Slam tournament semi-finals. Djokovic won his third Rome title by beating Nadal in the final of the Italian Open. At the Wimbledon Championships, he replaced Rafael Nadal again as the world number one. In the ATP Finals, Djokovic created a record by winning 3 round-robin matches with a loss of just 9 games. This marked the 7th title of the season for him and the 4th title at the year-end event. He subsequently donated the $500,000 in prize money that he had received to the victims of the 2014 Southeast Europe floods. Djokovic began the season at the Qatar Open in Doha, where he won his first 2 rounds for the loss of just 6 games. He rebounded from this defeat well at the 2015 Australian Open. In the semi-finals, he faced defending champion Stan Wawrinka, the man who beat him the previous year. He twice lost a set lead, however, came roaring back in the 5th to take it to love, and set up a third final against Andy Murray. After splitting the first 2 sets in tiebreakers, Djokovic suddenly found his form after dropping his serve at the start of the 3rd set. He continued his good form on clay at the French Open by reaching the final without dropping a set in the first 5 rounds. However, he lost the next match and the tournament to number 8 seed Stan Wawrinka in 4 sets. He rebounded again from a tough loss in Paris, just like 2014, coming from 2 sets down to beat Kevin Anderson in the 4th round. He then went on to claim his 3rd Wimbledon title in his 4th final at the All England Club, with a 4-set win over Roger Federer. At the 2015 US Open, he reached the final for the 6th time in his career, achieving the feat of reaching all 4 Grand Slam finals in a single calendar year. Djokovic won his 60th career title in Doha, defeating Rafael Nadal in 2 sets in a final that lasted 73 minutes. He broke his own ATP ranking points record, bringing it up to 16,790. Djokovic then proceeded to win his 6th Australian Open. He defeated Andy Murray in the final of the 2016 French Open in 4 sets, making him the reigning champion of all 4 major tournaments, a historic feat the media dubbed the Nole Slam. His win in the Miami final saw him surpass Roger Federer to become the all-time leading prize money winner on the ATP Tour with career earnings of $98.2 million. In January, Djokovic defended his title in Doha, defeating new world number 1 Andy Murray in 3 sets. At the 2017 Australian Open, he was upset in the 2nd round by number 117 Denis Istomin of Uzbekistan. After the tournament, he decided to split with his longtime coach Marian Vida, fitness specialist Gebhard Phil Grich and physiotherapist Miljan Amanovic, citing the need to find a winning spark. A runner-up result at the Rome Masters indicated solid improvements in his form. On the 21st of May 2017, he announced that Andre Agassi would become his new coach, starting at the 2017 French Open. As the defending champion, he lost at Roland Garros in the quarter-finals to Dominic Thiem in straight sets. He prepared for Wimbledon at the Eastbourne International, playing his first non-Wimbledon tournament on grass since the 2010 Aegon Championships. He won the tournament, beating Gael Monfils in the final. He made it to the quarter-final at Wimbledon before retiring against Thomas Berdych while down a set and a break, due to an elbow injury. In January, he won against Dominic Thiem in straight sets at the Kooyong Classic Exhibition Tournament. At the 2018 Australian Open, the Serbian won in the 2nd round against Gael Monfils and then in the 3rd round eliminated Albert Ramos Vinolas. In late January, he underwent surgery on his elbow. On the 3rd of March, he announced on Twitter he was back on the practice courts, and with a little over 1 week practice, he surprisingly played Indian Wells. He later had another 2nd round loss in the Miami Open, this time to Benoit Paire. Djokovic entered Wimbledon as the number 12 seed. He defeated Tennis Sandgren, Horacio Zeballos, Kyle Edmund, Karen Khachanov, and Kei Nishikori to reach the semi-finals, where he faced longtime rival Rafael Nadal. Djokovic defeated Nadal 10-8 in the fifth set in a 5-hour, 17-minute match, spread over 2 days. This match became the second longest semi-final in Wimbledon history, second only to the match between Kevin Anderson and John Isner held earlier on the same day. He claimed his 4th Wimbledon title and 13th major title overall by defeating Anderson in straight sets after 2 hours and 18 minutes. Djokovic was the number 6 seed entering the US Open. He defeated Kei Nishikori in straight sets to reach his 8th US Open final, where he faced number 3 seed Juan Martín del Potro. Djokovic won his 3rd US Open title and 2nd Grand Slam title of the year. At the Shanghai Masters, he defeated Jeremy Chardy, 16th seed Marco Cecchinato, 7th seed Kevin Anderson, 4th seed Alexander Zverev, and 13th seed Borna Coric in a decisive run. This was his 4th title in Shanghai and 2nd Masters title of 2014. 2019, 7th Australian Open title and 5th Wimbledon title. Djokovic's first tournament of the year was at the Qatar Open. He defeated Damir Dzumhur, Martin Fucsovics, and 5th seed Nicolas Basilashvili before being defeated by 7th seed Roberto Bautista Agut in the semi-finals. Djokovic entered the 2019 Australian Open as the top seed. He defeated qualifier Mitchell Kruger, 2008 finalist Jo-Wilfried Tsonga, 25th seed Denis Shapovalov, 15th seed Daniel Medvedev, 8th seed Kei Nishikori, and 28th seed Lucas Pouille to reach the final. He beat 2nd seed Rafael Nadal in straight sets to win his 15th Grand Slam and a record 7th Australian Open. Djokovic then played at the 2019 Indian Wells Masters and reached the 3rd round where he was upset by Philipp Kohlschreiber. This was then followed by a 3-set 4th round defeat to Roberto Bautista Agut in the 2019 Miami Open. At Wimbledon, he won his 16th Grand Slam, defending his title to win the tournament for a 5th time. At the 2019 US Open, Djokovic was unable to defend his title, falling to Stan Wawrinka in the 4th round, after retiring due to injury whilst trailing by 2 sets and a break. He then reached final of Paris Masters after a 2-set win over Canadian young star Denis Shapovalov. In October 2019, he defeated John Millman in straight sets to win the Japan Open. In June, Djokovic tested positive for COVID-19 during the Adria Tour, a series of charity exhibition games in Balkans, which he helped organize. In the 4th round of the US Open, he was defaulted after accidentally hitting a line official in the throat with a tennis ball during his match against Pablo Carreño Busta. In September, he won his 35th Masters title, equaling Rafael Nadal's then record of most ATP Masters titles and completing his 2nd career Golden Masters. He moved past Pete Sampras for the 2nd highest number of weeks spent as the ATP number 1 ranked player. Djokovic next won a record 36th ATP Tour Masters title, his 5th in Rome. In the 2020 French Open, Djokovic lost in straight sets to Rafael Nadal in the final. He then played at the Vienna Open where he was upset in the quarter-finals by Lorenzo Sonego. On the 21st of December he reached his 300th career week as the number 1 ranked singles tennis player, becoming the 2nd player in ATP history to do so, after Roger Federer. Djokovic won his 18th major title and record-extending 9th title at the Australian Open. On the 1st of March, Djokovic equaled Federer's Open-era record of 310 weeks at world number 1. The following week, he surpassed that mark and has extended the record in his own right. He skipped the Dubai Open and the Miami Masters in order to recover from an abdominal tear he suffered in Australia. Djokovic won his 6th Wimbledon title at the 2021 event. He became the first man since Rod Laver in 1969 to win the Australian Open, French Open, and Wimbledon championships in the same year. Djokovic also became the 5th man to achieve the Nole Slam by winning both the French Open and Vim championships in same calendar year. He reached his 3rd career year of winning 3 majors, after 2011 and 2015. At the 2021 ATP Finals, he was defeated by Rafael Nadal in the final. 2022 Australian Open controversy. Djokovic was set to begin his 2022 season by participating in the ATP Cup but pulled out. Next was the Australian Open, where he is a 3-time defending champion. On the 29th of November 2021, Australian Health Minister Greg Hunt wrote to Tennis Australia CEO Craig Tiley warning that people must be fully vaccinated to gain quarantine-free entry into Australia. On the 4th of January 2022, he was granted medical exemption from mandatory COVID-19 vaccination by Tennis Australia and the Department of Health of the State Government of Victoria. This was a story of success about Novak Djokovic's tennis career. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe and join us for more.